Hello. Today I'm going to share some techniques and some approaches to back bending, and this is more for intermediate advanced poses. And I'm hoping that the insights that I'm offering you feel good and allow you to feel more comfort and freedom and depth, and also provide more safety around the back bending practice. I'm 45, and so I'm not obviously in my 20s anymore when I used to be doing this. And so I don't always go fully into everything, but I have learned over the years and through many conversations with the body some secrets to avoiding pain and compression, and to building strength in the right areas to get a great experience with the prana and the apana and the subtle body inside the back bending practice. And so I'd like to invite you, if you do some back bendings without anything before looking at this video, to do something for your core first. And this is a little secret my body has told me, that it's much more secure inside itself to back bend deeper if it feels it has an anchor point in the lower abdomen. And so I find I have much more success if I've been keeping track of and paying attention to via boat pose, Navasana, or other core exercises before I back bend. And this is one nice thing to do for your core that's a little bit, I find, more intense than Navasana. And it is the forearm plank. And I do this on average for a minute. And I'm just going to do it a little bit here. Invite you to do it along with me. Lower the chest between the shoulders. Lower the pelvis. Engage the muscles of the legs and push down through the hands. Two more breaths. Good. So now, the first thing I like to do is work on opening up the hip flexors, because I'm not sure if you have the same limitation that I do, but I'm quite limited here. And especially if you're riding bicycle or doing other activities, even sitting at a desk long hours, this might come in handy. So I'm going to start with more beginner intermediate approach to this. So you can kneel, and you can bring your front foot a little bit forward, and you can let the front knee come forward and let the pelvis come down, mindfully lowering it down. You can have your hands on your front knee. And I also like to lift up and then go down. Let's see if I get a little bit more range of motion here. Now you may need a blanket or something for this next one, so be really mindful of how your knee feels. For some reason I don't, but if you need a blanket, or if you try this and it feels hard on the knee, bring a blanket and then lift the back heel up toward the bum and keep lowering the pelvis. And then you should feel a deep stretch in the hip flexor. I'm doing with left knee forward first, but whatever knee you have forward. So your back leg should feel a deep stretch in the hip flexor. And then bring the back foot down. To be a little bit more advanced with this, you can come into Hanumanasana and do a little bit deeper opening. So you can either repeat what we just did, or if you come into Hanumanasana, you can come into it. And I like to take a moment in Hanumanasana to draw my front toes toward my face and to turn the opposite side of the body a little bit forward to the front leg so that the back leg, the hip of the back leg comes down a little. And then from here, this becomes quite deep in the front of the back hip flexor. I loop my back foot through the elbow on the same side and then reach. And with this headset, I'm not sure what to do. And then come forward like so. And you can also take your hands and just draw it to where you feel that stretch in here, where you need it. And keep drawing the hip flexor on the back leg down. Okay? So even when you start Hanumanasana, be careful with the hip too. If you're flexible and you can get into this, be really careful with your hips. And then you can come, and what I like to do at this point is come into a pigeon. And so this is all on one side, and we'll do the other side too. And then this is a way to kind of isolate the back bend in the upper chest. And so you can do variation of this, just like you did when you were in Hanumanasana. You can do this variation. I'm avoiding this headset, And when you're in this, you want to bring the shoulder of the same leg that's back forward and open the chest and lower the shoulders. And keep working with this back leg and the hip flexor here. And then if you want to try a deeper expression here and really open the chest, grab the toes and have your elbow to the outside. And then I turn the chest toward the knee that's bent in the back. Both knees are bent. Toward the back leg side, I should say. And then come round. And look up. And if you feel stable here, bring your other hand and grab the toe. And breathe. And then be careful letting go if you're not used to practicing this. Get stable and let go slowly. Okay? So I'll stay here so that you can see what the other side looks like doing this from a different perspective. So now we come forward with the opposite leg and we start in the kneel position that we did. Come forward. So this is all opening the hip flexor. And then starting to explore isolated opening in the upper back and the chest. And give a deep stretch here. And then you can bend the back knee and draw the back heel toward the bum. And lower the pelvis so that you feel that stretch across the hip flexor. A lot of people are stuck in the hip flexors, I've noticed. And this is hard on the lower back. It directs a stretch extra intensely into one part of the back, and this is not helpful. So we're opening the hip flexors. And then you can continue with that. You can do more of that, or you can come into Hanumanasana. And again, draw the front toes toward the face. And then get really keen on bringing the hip of the back leg down. And just settling in here. And then reaching back. Looping the foot through the elbow. And then try to open the shoulders forward and lift the gaze. And then you can also draw the foot forward for more stretch in the front of the hip flexor. And then coming into pigeon. And you're here. And you again can come in holding here. Or you hold the toes. So you see how the toes are held here and then turn. So you need to kind of feel this, feel your way through how the joints function, how they function, where the space in the joints are, and take your time. So notice how I'm doing everything slowly. This makes it so much more enjoyable because your body trusts you more. This is what my body has shown me. If you rush into this, if you're trying to achieve it, just see what you can do today. See where the limit is and back off. But one day, if you're working on this steadfastly over and over, it gets easier. So you hold the foot with the hand, and then you bring the elbow around slowly. So in class, we're always kind of jumping into this. Slow down. Slow down. Okay? So now, I go into even a little bit deeper. So this is second series. And this is Bakasana. This is frog. And you can do one leg at a time. So I'm going to bring the left arm forward and then bringing the right foot toward my bum. Hold the foot, the inside of the foot with the right hand, the right foot and the right hand. And then turn. So you bring the foot down. And if you're here and this is enough, just draw the right shoulder forward and stay here. Otherwise, turn the heel of the hand back and the fingers forward, push down and lift. You can draw the front elbow toward you and increase the intensity. And then we can do the other side. The right arm comes forward and the left foot comes forward and the left hand comes in the left foot. Keep the arm here and the hand here and move the shoulder forward, or rotate the hand and you can adjust the intensity. And then there's both. So if you're into both, do both. And take a moment here. And then bring the feet up. Hold the ankles. And then relax the shoulders and the chest. And kick and lift. And hold. Four. Looking down the cheeks, extending through the crown of the head. And then come down. So now we're getting warmed up. And we can roll onto our back. And again, and this time I find even more for the quadriceps. I come into Virasana and then Supta Virasana. You can take a block and sit on it and come back and tuck the tailbone and push down with the feet and feel that stretch across the quads. You can do it without. And I find in Supta Virasana it's nice to push the heels away and push down with the knees, and then I feel a deeper stretch on the thighs. Next we come into Dhanurasana. And so the classic Richard Freeman way that I've embraced since I learned it from him is you come up. Am I even on the mat? I think it's so supposed to be sideways or diagonal. Come up onto the crown of the head and come up onto the balls of the feet and adjust the feet, adjust the hands. Push up, stay on the balls of the feet. Push down through the insides of the hands. Push yourself toward your chest. Lower the heels. Breathe deeply. Push down with your hands. Push down with your feet. Curl the pelvis under. 4. Pushing down through the insides of the hands. And then come down. Take a moment here. You might feel it in the psoas, in the insides of the legs. If you do, lift the legs and kind of shake them out. Give the psoas a little reset. And now we'll go into a little bit more advanced. So, camel, Ustrasana. We bring the knees about hip distance apart, maybe a little further. And then, in this case, this is when you really, in these advanced back bends, you really want to be focused downward. And on the bandhas, and on the legs, and on the feet even. And this will help the upper body open. And this is especially a nice time to slow down. Even though we want to rush through these, get through these. This is the part of the second series we just want to see how far we go and get over it, right? But I invite you to do the opposite. So here, we push down through the insides, almost drawing the weight to the insides of the knees, push down through the feet. And then reach the pelvis forward. And then reach the hands back. And keep reaching the pelvis forward. And the hands, as you notice, the thumbs are out. If you've been doing this, you know this. And then push down through the knees. And keep lifting the heart. So this is warm up for the deeper, what's coming next. So really make it count. Engage through the upper glutes. Keep working the pelvis down, the tailbone down. 2, 3, 4. Push down through the knees and lift up. And now, when we do Laghu Vajrasana, we really want to be mindful of how much strength we have in our legs. I like to look at Laghu Vajrasana as my test as to how far I can go into Kapotasana that day, or if I even should. So it's a test, and I don't know if I'm going to pass or fail. And I haven't done this yet today, so I don't know if I'm going to pass or fail. But today, because I didn't do second series today we're going to see where we are. And so with Laghu Vajrasana, I like to start with my hands here or midway into the calves. And then again, work the pelvis forward. And get all of that concentrated energy into the legs. Lower yourself down with your legs. Push down with the feet. Pretty good. If I had a struggle to come up, and if I felt dizzy when I came up, I might say, maybe I don't do a full Kapotasana today, because with Kapotasana, you need your legs. You need all of that power to hold yourself safely and to avoid dumping into the lower back or just hurting yourself. And you might not hurt yourself one day, but if you do it 100 times, it might result in an injury. Probably will. So, let's look now at Kapo. I'm not going to eagerly try to grab my heels, but I'm going to see how far I can get into it. And I'm more interested in the feeling on the way down and intermediately with this one. And maybe it's my age. I don't really want to grab my heels anymore. But if you grab your heels, it's fantastic, and you can grab your heels and you can make the same activity when you grab your heels. And it's joyous. So first, with Kapotasana, I like to reach my hands up. Sounds strange, right? So reach the hands up, the fingertips up, and now do a couple of things. Again, draw the weight to the insides of the knees, and then draw the shoulders down. And you should almost feel like something connecting or plugging in right about here. And this is where you really want your concentration to be throughout this pose. Here. Don't think about your hands. Don't think about here and down to the knees and even the feet. Get your mind going down into your body and get really intimate with your body in this pose so that you stay comfortable and open and free. Okay? So, we're here. Lift up. Draw down. Inhale. Lift Mula Bandha. And then again, it's the same. There's a reaching of the pelvis forward. The hands come to the chest. And then I look and see my feet. Slow down. Bring the hands here, bring the elbows in. Push up. Push down through the knees. My hope for you is that this feels lovely. And you don't come out of this and feel like, maybe I can walk, maybe I can't. I know that feeling. But take it step by step and slow down. And this is my big advice to you. Let's do a little bit to unwind from that. Do just a couple of poses now to settle the back down after all that. Lie down on your back. And then draw your knees up and put your hands over your knees and push your knees into your hands. And now you'll feel your lower back go into the floor. And you can rock and roll from side to side. You can also keep the tension here as you draw the knees towards you and with your hands and push your knees away with your knees. And you can roll the knees around. And then you can roll the knees really toward you. Open the knees. Bring the feet up and then happy baby, and really bring one knee down. Bring the other knee down. You can move the feet and see, just move the massage along the spine. Rock and roll up and back. And then I like to do a deep twist. And I like to do my favorite deep twist. So if you've been doing second series, you can do Raj Rajasana. And this involves bending at the knee and crossing the opposite over in lotus. And then see how to demonstrate this for you, for a camera. And so we have the right leg in lotus and the left knee bent here. And then you bring your left hand to the floor. Take your right hand to the right foot. And now settle the left sit bone down and twist at the mid-back. And then we'll do the other side. Bending the right knee, left leg in lotus. Bringing the right hand around underneath the left knee. Grabbing the left foot, settling the sit bone down and pushing the knee into the hand. And then releasing. And then a nice Pashimo Tanasana. Same activity we did before. Draw the shoulders down. Engage Mula Bandha. Reach forward. Inhale, lift the heart, relax the shoulders. And fold forward. Engage the muscles of the abdomen. Engage the muscles of the legs. Draw the shoulders away from the ears with the shoulder blades. Inhale, come up. Release. And so I hope some of these pointers help you. If you forget them all, please remember, slow down, step by step. Take your time, get into your body, listen to your body, and enjoy the ride. Thank you.